what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Real Heroes Show. You got Corey here with you, and in the words of Tom Holland's Peter Parker, yes, the multiverse is real. I've been really lazy, and we have a lot of Spider-Man movies to talk about. No Way Home's coming out this week, so here we go. All right, so I have failed you, and I did a review, one video for Spider-Man 1 with Tobey Maguire, one video, Spider-Man 2, and I never got to the rest. So No Way Home comes out this Thursday night. So I figured, what the heck? Let's do the binge. Let's watch them all. Got notes. I'm going to refer to them because I can't remember all of this shit off the top of my head. Leave a like on this video if you can. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more 4K Blu-ray reviews, TV reviews, movie reviews, general nerd stuff. So to get things started, we'll leave off where I left off, which is the OG Spider-Man. We're talking about good old Spider-Man 3, the much maligned Sam Raimi threequel. The movie that didn't really go the way he planned. He didn't want to do Venom. He wasn't a fan of Venom at all, and Avi Arad was like, no, you're going to put Venom in that fucking movie. So, yeah, so the video, it holds up pretty well for a film from 2007. Yes, some of the CG looks a little bit rough compared to today, but, you know, that's the time. It has a nice filmic look. There's a good layer of grain. Really not a whole heck of a lot to complain about. The black Spider-Man suit looks pretty awesome. 8 out of 10. Really enjoyed it. Audio-wise, this Dolby Atmos track, for me, was not great. It felt very uneven. It felt like dialogue was a little low, and then action was a little high. Some of the surround effects weren't really matched up with what was going on in the front soundstage, particularly with some of the Sandman fights that happened in the beginning of the film. It did get a little bit better towards the end, and it had some pretty fantastic bass during the final battle when Sandman just gets as tall as a building. It looked pretty cool, but it wasn't quite enough to save that film for me audio-wise, so 6.5 out of 10, one of the weaker ones that we've had so far. Moving right along into the next guy. So we have, looks very similar. Sony releases at the same time. They're also doing a re-release of these, I think, in January. Gosh, I wonder why. Could it be because Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are going to be in No Way Home? I don't know, maybe. But yeah, so Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. We'll dive into the first one first, directed by Mark Webb. The detail in this one on the first Andrew Garfield suit is unbelievable. The reds and blues just pop off the screen. Blacks are extremely dark in this film. I don't know if that was just like a exposure choice or if they darkened it up in post or whatever, but they're like inky blacks. But overall, a very satisfying image. 7.5 out of 10 for me on video. Audio wise, surprisingly enough, this one is like a near reference level track for me. Sony usually does bring the thunder with a lot of their 4K discs, and this is no different. Great effects, huge soundstage, tons of deep bass, very clear dialogue. You know, when he's swinging through New York, I'm not sure that it has sounded this good as of yet. We'll get to the second one and the two Tom Holland films and see by the time we're done, but 8.5 out of 10, that is a absolutely rockin' track for the first Mark Webb film. And now on to good old Amazing Spider-Man 2. Peter Parker, breaking my heart. My name's Max, played by Jamie Foxx. So this one, it was shot on 35mm, which I think the first Amazing Spider-Man was shot on digital. So they went back to film, which is interesting. The detail is rather striking. There is a really nice layer of grain on the scenes where it's obviously not a complete CGI fest. Those are a little bit different. Electro is very, very blue. And thancfully in the No Way Home trailers, he has more of a yellowy thing going on. He's got like a little arc reactor on his chest, which we'll see what that looks like. But yeah, the blues from Electro are very vibrant. Again, the suit changes a little bit in this one, but it still looks fantastic. Overall, 8 out of 10 for me. Nice, very filmic quality to it. Audio-wise, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is very, very loud. All of the Electro fight sequences will shake your entire house. The final battle at the power plant is demo level stuff, which is really interesting. I love the way they kind of weave the audio in when Gwen is falling, and obviously Peter can't save her. Rip, spoilers for this movie if you haven't seen it, whatever year it's from, 2014 or whatever. But yeah, it's a great disc. I mean, for what's considered arguably the worst Spider-Man film, it has probably one of the best audio and visual presentations that I've seen so far. So really good one. 9 out of 10 is what I'm giving on the audio. So moving on into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we get big changes here. So the first one is Spider-Man Homecoming, which I have this nice little steelbook for. I usually don't buy these, but it was pretty nifty looking. So, and I think it was on sale, which also doesn't hurt. So really important thing when we get into the MCU, these are the first ones that are rendered at 2K and upscaled to 4K. They're also the first ones that are introduced in Dolby Vision. So all the Raimi films, the 2 Mark Webb films, they're all HDR10. We go to Dolby Vision for Homecoming and Far From Home, because welcome to the MCU, Peter Parker. However, it isn't quite as sharp as its predecessors, and that's probably because of the digital 2K DI getting upscaled to 4K. It still looks good. The colors are a little more muted just because it's an MCU film and it kind of fits into the standard look that they've got for a lot of that stuff. So still great, clean as a whistle. No artifacts, no noise, no banding, no grain, none of that stuff. So 7 out of 10 for the video on Homecoming. Audio-wise, this Atmos track sounds fantastic. The music is terrific. There's a lot of great needle drops in this movie. Michael Giacchino's score is terrific. All the thwips from the webbing, they fly around your head. It's really great. Soundstage is very wide. And then the ferry sequence where Iron Man comes to save the day, when he first slams into the side of the ferry and then all of his little tech pieces latch on and it's pushing the ferry together, that's a real standout. That's a demo level type thing. Michael Keaton's voice also gives it bonus points. He has a very deep growl to the Vulture, and it just sounds incredible if you've got a great center channel speaker. So 9 out of 10 for that one. And then wrapping up all of the live action Spider-Mans is Spider-Man Far From Home from 2019. The epilogue to Phase 3 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. First movie to come out after Avengers Endgame broke the entire universe, both financially and all of our minds. Again, directed by John Watts, same director as Homecoming, same director as No Way Home that comes out this week. Another 2K upscale, another Dolby Vision presentation. To me, this one looked a little bit better than Homecoming, I was happy to say. Textures are very deep. The image, again, super clean, no noise whatsoever. The cameras they're using at this point are practically night vision. They're pretty incredible. And the red and black suit, which is my favorite Spider-Man suit so far, literally flies off the screen. So 8 out of 10 for video on that one. I wish I could say the same about the audio for Far From Home. For some reason, it's weird. It's not a Disney release, but it has the same type of issue that a Disney release has, where you have to really ratchet up the volume to get it where you want it. Once you get there, it has most of the same levels from all the films that came before it. It just doesn't quite have the same dynamic range because you're cranking it to get there. However, the extremely comic booky Mysterio scene in the middle of the film where he's playing all the tricks on Peter has some incredible effects that come from literally all angles. Your front soundstage, your surrounds, your sides, your heights, whatever setup you've got in your house. There's weird shit flying all over the screen during that. It's really cool, but it is not quite enough to redeem that one. So I'm going to give that a 6.5 out of 10. And then just as a bonus, it's not part of the live action stuff, but it is still, in my opinion, the best Spider-Man film to come out is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This one, it wipes the floor with all of them. The video is incredible. The colors, inky blacks. I know it's animation, so there's more you can do, but that one's like a 9.5 for video. The audio is also absolutely incredible. There's a lot of like hip hop influenced music in there, and there's a lot of deep bass from it. All the effects and all the fight sequences, which are completely batshit because, again, things you can do in animation that you can't do in live action without an endgame level budget. For me, It's incredible. It's another great Sony disc. Probably the best of the bunch, which is kind of crazy. But there you have it, folks. That's a lot of Spider-Mans to talk about. I think in regards to the live action ones, I think the best one, just audio and visual wise, not counting the actual story of the movie, would be probably Spider-Man 2 and or The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And then the worst would probably be a tie between Spider-Man 3 and Far From Home. So not counting the Venom stuff because that's not out yet. Venom 2 actually comes out this week, so probably have a review of that coming out soon. But Wolf of Wall Street also comes out, and The Last Duel also comes out this week too. So I'm going broke on 4K discs in this week, right before Christmas. It's going to be fantastic. And very excited to see No Way Home. Can't wait to see, in a couple months, once that disc hits home release, where it stacks up in these. But hopefully you enjoyed me running through these as fast as possible. If you did, drop me a comment below. Let me know which Spider-Man movie you think has the best video and audio presentation, or just which one is your favorite. We'll make sure to respond to every comment that comes through. Like the channel, or like the video, like the channel. If you like the channel, subscribe. If you like the video, click the like button. Make sure to follow us on social media at Real Heroes Show on both Twitter and Instagram. We've got some great stuff coming this week. We're talking about the second half of Invasion on Apple TV, which, check out the video to find out what we thought of that one. Episode 7 of The Shrink Next Door. Episode 5 of Hawkeye is rumored to be breaking the internet, so we'll be talking about that. Episode 6 of The Wheel of Time, and so much more. So please stay tuned for all of that. Until next time, we'll see you guys in the next video.